All right, today we're going to tackle something that could literally change your life in school. And I'm not kidding, it can seriously lower your stress levels. We're going to completely rethink the whole idea of studying.
Okay, let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You spend hours on homework, right? You finish every single assignment, you're up late getting it all done, and then the test comes. And it feels like you're seeing all this stuff for the very first time. It is so frustrating. And trust me, you are not alone in feeling that way.
So, what's going on here? Well, the reason for all that frustration usually boils down to something called the homework trap. And it's a trap so many of us fall into, and we don't even know it's happening.
You know, what's so wild about this is that most students are working so hard. You're putting in the hours, you're checking off all the boxes on your assignments. But when it comes to actually studying, that number often drops to like 0.
And right there, that is the absolute heart of the problem. See, we've all been taught to believe that doing homework is studying, but it's just not true. They are two completely different things with two totally different purposes. So let's really break this down, because understanding the difference between just practicing something and actually preparing for something, well, that's the key to unlocking a way smarter and way less stressful way to learn.
Think about homework like this. It's practice. It's like running drills for a sport. You're working with one little piece of the puzzle at a time. And don't get me wrong, it's super important, but it's only the very first step.
Now, studying, that's different. That's the preparation. That's where you take a step back and see how all those little puzzle pieces actually fit together to create the big picture. It's literally the act of telling your brain, hey, pay attention to this. This stuff matters. You need to remember it.
Okay, so let's just put this side by side to make it super clear. Homework helps your grade, but studying helps your brain. Homework shows you the pieces, but studying shows you the whole big picture. Homework is all about doing the task. Studying is all about knowing the material. See the difference?
So, if studying is so important, why do we all skip it? I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? Well, it comes down to a funny little trick our brains play on us, the constant battle between what feels urgent and what is actually important.
Our brains are basically wired to freak out about immediate deadlines. That assignment that's due tomorrow, it's screaming in your face, urgent, urgent, do me now. But that huge test next week, the one that's a massive part of your grade, it just feels far away. So even though it's way more important, it gets pushed to the back burner.
I mean, just look at the math here. A single homework assignment might be worth, 1% of your grade? 1%. But that final test, that could be 40%. It's crazy. We spend all our energy scrambling for that 1%, and we completely ignore the 40% until the night before the test. It just doesn't make any sense.
And listen, this is a secret that goes way beyond school. The most successful people out there in business, in sports, in anything, they have mastered this. They know how to focus on what's truly important for their big goals, not just on what's urgent and yelling for their attention in the moment.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How do we make that switch? It all starts with a really simple, but honestly a really powerful shift in your mindset. Let's dig into how you can build this new habit.
This right here is the big idea. You have to start seeing studying as something that isn't extra. It's not optional. It is part of the assignment. It's the final step of getting your work done.
This is all about you taking control of your own learning. Your teacher doesn't have to write study for 10 minutes on the board for it to be important. You have to realize that the real assignment was never just to do the homework. The real assignment is to know the material. And when you make this shift in your head, you're not just adding another chore to your to-do list. No way. You are actually unlocking a superpower, one that is going to help you for the rest of your life. So here are 4 super simple habits you can start, like tonight. 1, study first. Seriously, do a quick review before you even start the homework. It gets your brain warmed up. 2, the 10-minute rule. Just a little bit of review each day makes a world of difference. 3, try color coding your tasks. Maybe blue for important, that's studying, and red for urgent, that's homework. And guess what? Blue always comes first. And 4, treat it like brushing your teeth. It's just a small thing you do every day that has a huge payoff down the road. And the payoff for this, it's incredible. We're talking less stress because you're not cramming anymore. You'll walk into tests feeling way more confident, your grades are going to go up, and maybe the best part, you're building a skill that you'll use in high school, in college, and in whatever career you end up in. So let's just reframe this whole thing one last time.
Studying isn't some boring chore you have to do. It is absolutely not optional. It's your secret weapon. It's how you build real confidence and real understanding. It's your superpower. So, the only question left is, what are you going to do with it?